Ashley, Jassy.
Outrovert.
Oh.
Don't copyright us, DC.
Okay, so let me tell you a story.
All right.
One time when I used to live in Montreal, I was hanging out with some of my friends.
Uh huh.
I don't think I should disclose their names because
Let's use their first letter of their name as their name, like kind of like an FBI. Not FBI. What is it? Men in Black?
Oh yeah, like agent, whatever.
No,
Okay,
just
so
M.
oh, okay,
or
so I was
B.
chilling with D. Okay,
Okay.
we were
That's very sus.
no. So I used to smoke
Why are you
cigarettes.
chilling with D?
So I used to smoke cigarettes, and
Hmm.
I was looking for someone to smoke cigarettes with me.
Right.
And so like I hollered at D, and I'm like, "Hey,
Is
D,
D a male or a female? Can you disclose that?
I don't think we should."
Okay.
So I was like, "Hey D, you down to smoke a rig? A rig is a cigarette
Right.
in Montreal lingo,
Right.
right?" So so D was
Okay. We know that D's a he.
so,
All right.
so D was like, "Yeah, come in front of my house and like I'm gonna come out." So I was like, "Okay, cool." So I went to go chill with D, and then P came along. This is really hard. So
Okay.
P came along and was riding a bike,
Okay.
and P happened
So you
to have
smoked with D while P was writing.
So yeah, me and
Yeah.
so I was in front of D's house with
Yeah.
D, and P came along on a bike, and I was very attracted to P's bike's lock. Does that make sense?
How are you attracted to a bike lock?
Because it was shiny. I was dumb, okay? So
Okay.
I took the lock and I was playing with it. It was unlocked, okay.
Hmm.
And then I'm like, is my head going to fit through the hole? So first I was just like measuring it. I was putting it was a U lock, okay. So I was just putting my neck in, and I'm like, oh my god, my neck fits. This is so cool, right? And I wasn't so worried because we had the key. And we're just like,
What do you mean
okay.
had the key? What do you
So we, because this was past tense, right? Past tense. So
no, I'm sorry. I'm reading too much into it. Okay, yeah, continue.
So then I'm like, what would be funny is if, oh no, D was like, what would be funny is if you locked your head onto the railing of the stairs.
Well,
Okay,
D is the bad friend here.
D, I'm sorry if you ever hear this. You're not the bad friend.
I mean, influence wise,
Maybe at the time.
Okay.
I wasn't thinking much of it. I was just like, okay, cool. So I decided to lock my
I'm
head.
sorry, D. Maybe it's not your fault. It's the fact that she even went through with it. Continue.
So I decided to lock my head onto the handrail with the U lock.
How old were you? Like, I think we glossed over that fact.
I was over 20.
Okay.
I was
D,
over 20.
I'm so sorry. It is not your fault. You, my friend, are not to blame for any of this.
So what happened was my head got stuck.
How to get stuck?
Because my head was locked and I couldn't slip through because
But you had the key.
So we did, yes. But as P was reaching for the keys in his pocket, it fell through the crack of the stairs.
So P's a dude too? His pocket?
Oh, shoot. So as P was reaching into P's pocket.
Who's P? I feel like I know who D is. Who's P?
I'm not gonna say their name.
Okay, right.
So yeah, so he reached into his pocket, and then once he pulled it out, ding ding ding, it fell into the
Continue.
So yeah, so we lost the key.
Yeah.
And I started panicking, and I have like really bad like panic attacks and anxiety and everything. And I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure we were drinking.
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure.
When this happened. Okay, I'm pretty sure that we were drinking because that's all we did at the time was drink whenever we would hang out, right?
Right.
So I'm pretty sure I was tipsy. And I was, like me being tipsy, I'm like, haha, my head's slim. I'm gonna slip right out of it. No, I did not. I did not slip right out of it. So I started panicking. And I was like, oh my god, we need a cutter. We need the fucking. So I was literally, I couldn't go anywhere because if it was just locked into my head, I would have just straight up went home because I lived a block away,
Mm,
and I would have just asked my mom to call one of my uncles and get a cutter and whatever.
right.
But I couldn't go anywhere, and I was like, hell no, I'm not sleeping here all night. Hell no, I'm not gonna be like, what if I have to pee right now? Like, what am I gonna do? I'm with two guys, and like I can't just like pull my pants down and pee or
Damn,
poop.
yo, this is like the beginning of some weird movie, you know? Like, you, I'm just saying, yo, like, you know, oh, help me, stepbrother.
No!
I'm stuck.
No!
I'm stuck. Help me,
No!
stepbrother. Okay,
Nothing
but
like
yeah, yeah,
that.
continue. Yeah.
So I had no idea what to do. I didn't know who to call.
Mhm.
So I tried calling my cousin, and my cousin was not answering. Okay.
What's
And
your
I was,
cousin's initial?
Jay. So I called Jay, but he wasn't answering, and I was
Damn it,
like,
Jay.
so then I text his girlfriend at the time,
What's her initial?
S.
Okay.
I'm like, hey, are you with Jay right now? Because I have an emergency.
Yeah.
So I think it was Jay texting me back from S's phone, but I'm not quite sure. But either way, S replied, "What's the emergency? Like, what's wrong? What's happening?" Right? And I'm like, "Yeah." So I locked my head in the U lock, and I need help getting out of it.
Oh my god.
So while all of this was going on, while I'm texting and panicking,
Yeah.
D and P were trying to break open the barrier that leads to under the
Mhm.
stairs because they have like, I don't know, wood barriers
Okay.
that were there. That's why we didn't have access to it. 'Cause
So they were trying to break the stairs.
they were trying to break the side. Like those barriers that you put at the side of the stairs so that animals don't go crawling under there
Right,
and
right.
creating like nests and stuff.
Yeah.
So they were doing that. So then my cousin was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Or S was like, "What the hell are you talking about? Like, what do you mean you locked your head in the U lock?" So this is where my selfie comes into place. I decided to take a little photo shoot with it around my neck
to prove
that I'm an idiot. To prove that I'm an idiot.
Oh,
And
God,
you
oh my
know,
God.
to send it to them to be like, yeah, so this is what I'm talking about, because obviously they think I'm crazy. They think like this is
Mhm.
just like a drunken joke.
Yeah.
So I send it to them, and their response was just laughing.
Yeah.
They didn't come help me. No, they did not. And my cousin Jay is still using that against me
Till
till
this
this day. I am 27 now. I don't know how old. Maybe I was like,
Stop telling the internet your age.
oh,
I'm
I'm
kidding.
sorry.
I'm kidding. I'm
am-
sorry. No.
So yeah, and so anyways, they did not come to help. It was horrible. Like I remember that night. It was funny. Okay, actually it was funny. If I put myself in that situation that night, I was laughing. I did not stop laughing. I was panicking, but I was laughing.
Mm.
And P finally got the keys from under the stairs, and we finally unlocked the lock.
So
And ever since then, I've not touched a U lock ever again.
she has PTSD.
PTSD.
Every time she sees a U-lock, it's like she has to walk on the other side of the street. If there's a bike that's locked up against something with a U-lock, you have to
It's
walk.
like, oh my god, that used to be me.
So do you feel for bikes? Is that it?
I do now, yes.
Okay.
I do now. I feel like I'm being interviewed. I feel like a celebrity, like
Stepbrother, I'm stuck.
no.